Hey there. This is Tom. I'm Tom Smoot, and I'm hopping online to help out the Lift and Shift Foundation, share some information about our intern program and some of the progress we've made over the last the fall semester. We've had some interns here since the end of the summer, and I'm gonna run through one project just to highlight the project, highlight what we're building, and I'm going to ask for some help at the end. So I'm doing this live. We're going to repackage it and possibly put it back on the internet somewhere else. Stick with me for a minute, but yeah. So let's just get right into it. One of our intern groups is called the Web Design Interns, and they are helping us build a website and some apps and some other stuff. So Web Design Intern covers everything from UX UI to actually writing the apps. I'm very loose with the description because I would like to not teach students how to do specific things, but give them the freedom to see all the different silos, if that makes more sense. I'm trying not to make this a pipeline and a sweatshop where I just want the younger future engineers to be cranking out code or any of that stuff. I'd really like them to just get a good feel for like how all of these different parts and branches and roles come together to make a website. So let's stop talking about me and let's go straight to this thing, right? Because I've been on rambling for a minute. Let's go to our website first so I can share that. Ta-da! There we go. So I'm gonna switch my view now, and I lost some notes. Hold on. So this is the website. I designed this outline here, and I have one intern created the effect of themes. So there's a light theme and a dark theme. I have my browser set to a light and a dark theme, or the dark theme. You're going to see that difference as I share some of the project here. One of the beefs I had has been colors and palettes and things, but you can kind of see it down here at the bottom. We have no real footer. I was very lazy about the footer when I designed this web page, and I thought that would be a good project for a student. Excuse me. And well, this fall we had a student join us and decide to build the footer. So I'm going to show you the screenshot of the footer. Ta-da! Right there, and you can see that. Ignore the color change. That's just the theme difference from my browser. But this is a much better footer, right? It looks like an actual footer. Maybe we do a little more styling on the icons and things to match colors. No big deal there though. But so the footer looked very good. This intern also did a very good job of starting to add some style to the rest of the other pages, and I'm very thrilled about that because I'm terrible with colors myself. When I designed this, I kind of let AI write the color palette for me because I just don't have any confidence in the fact that I'm skilled in any way at artist type stuff. So these are the things that have happened, and you can see there's a significant difference. If we were to go over here, you can see this page there, and oh, we go back one, and nope. Okay, that's terrible. There you go. So you can see this page here is slightly changed. The addition of some colors and some borders and boundaries and things. It looks a little different, and it's not my design, so I'm cool with that. But what I ran into from a teaching perspective is I think and I don't want to call interns out on this, and that's not my goal. My goal is always to help them. But I think my flaw, we can talk about later, is something I need to restructure in how I present these projects and recruit interns. But I'm gonna go to the code now. So I'm gonna go to GitHub, and this is where all of that happened. I have a CSS folder here. This is something I learned building our primary website, was that if I write in the style sheet for every individual page on our primary domain last year, I had to update 30 pages, and that's not cool. So what I did for our primary domain was I built a CSS folder where all of the themes and the menus for everything that's reusable is here, and then we just import them. And I'll go back in just a second and show that, because I think that was the disconnect in starting this project, was that I was not very clear on that. So you can see last week there were some CSS updates from one of the intern working on this footer, and you can see here in the primary page CSS file, there's a color scheme added, some body work there, some changes to the hero text, changes to the font, which it right there. And we scroll down, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there was a note that I left about the theme. So, I mean, I feel like I could have done a better job in organizing this. But one of the things I hear when I interview our interns is that they don't have much experience working in teams, and that's what they're looking for is the experience of adding to a project and contributing to a project that's built by a group. So that is an excellent learning point for us here, is to go back and explain that this could be done better, that we don't want this intern or another intern to come back later and have to edit 30 pages as we're building. So the better place to put all of this root stuff and some of the styles, and let's see if we can find the footer. Footer. I'm going to roll through here. Modal content, close buttons, forms. I do not see the footer. Okay, so footer style. Did we do that? The skewed box was just changed slightly. I did not see the footer. So let's go back and look at the index file, which is the main page. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so the footer down here. Oh. Here's the new footer. No, that's not the new footer. Ooh, okay, I am wrong. Well, it's not there in the code. I think that was probably the fixing changes. That went back and changed the code. But the best place for an intern to do this would probably have been in the theme style sheet, where I kind of pulled out some duplicated stuff, and we had an intern over the summer develop this light and dark scheme, that kind of thing. I left some other color options commented out in case anybody wants to experiment with these. Like I said, I'm terrible myself. There's a bit of imposter syndrome about being an artist. And then all the fonts and backgrounds and stuff like this. Yeah, so I think that's about it. And I'm excited to go back and redevelop this project with our intern, because this is so much easier to manage. These, like I said earlier, if we go back to our main page, we don't have any of that stuff in here. We import in the theme and the menu files, the styling, because we have those components, the menu component on this page. And adding this root stuff here is actually just writing over and is duplicate of all that other stuff. But anyway, the reason I'm sharing some of this stuff is not just to highlight what we're building here. Oh, at the Lift and Shift Foundation. Ooh, look at that. Woohoo. But, oh, we can't go back. I've disabled my back button, and there's a window hiding me. Okay, there we go. Better. Just like that. Okay, cool. I love playing with that. Anyway, is to share some of the things that our interns are doing, but also I'm here. I will stop sharing this view now and come back. We're at the 10-minute mark, and I really just want to wrap up by saying that I have been the the primary, we'll call it the primary point of contact for all of our web design interns. I'm looking for feedback. How better can we do this? I'm a biomedical engineer. I just happen to have, an electrical engineering degree, and spent some time doing some coding that is not web based. I'm looking for feedback from other um, professionals in the field. If you're a web designer, if you are a coder, if you're a programmer, if you do any of those things and you build websites, what what are we leaving out here? How do we address this better from a technical standpoint, as far as including this vanilla HTML and JavaScript and CSS into our plan. We can include PHP in there if you're curious. If you have some comments, if you'd like to leave them in the bottom of the screen or wherever that happens. We are also recruiting volunteers. If you would like to give back, if your idea of helping high school students, what all of our interns are high school students, if you are interested in helping them find their place in uh, science and tech fields in general, uh, come chat with us. Drop a comment. uh, tell me how to reach you. We can come chat. You can join us. You can help these interns figure out what they're doing and make more meaningful contributions, because that's my concern with this part is helping now this intern who wants to stay and extend their internship for the next semester, come up with meaningful projects for them. Now, I don't want them to find some busy work, and I don't want to make it a sweatshop. We structure it so that they're spending minimal time and still focused on high school. So these projects are very small, things like footers, things like styling, things like changing a button, um, all of that stuff. So if you have feedback, if you have suggestions on the administrative side, I am restructuring how I interview and how I present these roles to students, so that alleviates some of the miscommunication up front. And then the rest of this is probably, I would like to, instead of saying the intern did something wrong, I did a bad job of corralling the interns and giving them more structure, which is something I'm not a fan of myself. But giving them the freedom to kind of just like go through the code and pick the projects that work. Like we don't have a very good footer. I'm not very confident in the colors, so when I list these things out in like Slack and things, they just go in and they grab them and they do them, and that's the learning process of how do I contribute to a group. And that's something that I would appreciate more input in from uh, other people who do this professionally. If this is your thing, how do we manage this stuff more appropriately? And I think at this point I've been rambling for about 14 minutes. Hopefully that was a quick explainer of the project, which was a simple website footer redesign. And I am very interested in hearing from all the web designers. You can go ahead and crush my spirits right now and tell me, oh, what went wrong. And if you're interested in joining us or just giving these students some directions, feedback, even some art design, so something from like the UI standpoint of what would look better, how to deal with the CSS, how to tweak that stuff. All of that's very very constructive, very very helpful for not just me but for these students, and ultimately for the services and projects that we're trying to provide as a public service from a nonprofit standpoint. So thanks. I'm gonna turn this off now, and uh, I might edit. I might just download and repost. Thanks for joining me. I'm probably going to do this a little bit more often. So if you would like to, just instead of volunteering with us, just give feedback, just give suggestions on all of our building, please subscribe, and I will get better at how I put together these videos. This is our founder. Hi, I'm Tom.